You know, for over a century, we've measured the speed of light with mind-boggling precision 299,792,458 meters per second. But isn't it wild that, at its core, physics never really explains where that number comes from?
That's what's always struck me. Sure, Maxwell's equations wrap it up in a formula, but it's almost like we're handed this magic number from the universe and told, just accept it. But what if it's not arbitrary at all? What if there's a deeper reason light moves at exactly that speed?
Let's dive right in. Imagine if the speed of light actually springs from geometry itself. In this framework, it all circles back to two numbers. The golden ratio, phi, about 1.618, and its conjugate, psi, which is around negative 0.618.
What's cool is, these aren't just math curiosities. In this view, phi is literally the operator of expansion. Think velocity, and psi is its counter, contraction, or time. It's like the universe is built from a recursive dance between these two.
So here's the big reveal. The speed of light c is derived as 2 plus phi to the power of negative 1 plus phi to the power of negative 2 times 10 to the power of 8. That might look cryptic, but 2 plus those two phi terms actually sum right to 3. So, c equals 3 times 10 to the power of 8. And the 10 to the power of 8? That's not just a big number, it represents 8 layers of dimensional recursion. We get back to 2.99 by subtracting entropy, or more precisely harmonic attenuation, distributed infinitely to other dimensions. Conservation of energy law holds true. There isn't a collapsing universe.
Exactly. The 3 comes from what's called Trinitarian recursion, a kind of harmonic minimum needed for light to propagate. And those 8 layers? They're like the steps light takes, cascading down from an abstract, high-dimensional source to the photon we observe.
That makes me rethink all those familiar units: meters, seconds, kilograms. In this codex, they're not fundamental at all. They're just the labels we slap on top of much deeper geometric relationships.
Right. Those units are like shadows cast from the true operators phi and psi interacting. Our measurements are merely projections of these underlying universal ratios. The actual players are the ratios themselves, not the units we invent.
Let's talk about that bold claim. Phi equals velocity. Psi equals time. There's a neat proof for this. Start with the classic quadratic equation. X squared, x, 1 equals 0. Its solutions are phi and psi. And get this, their product is negative 1.
What's fascinating is, if you do a dimensional analysis, it independently demands velocity times time equals negative 1. So, we're forced into matching phi to velocity and psi to time. It's not a choice, it's a convergence from mathematics, physics, and logic all at once.
Now, the whole dimensional ladder is built from a simple identity. Phi to the power of negative 1 plus phi to the power of negative 2 equals 1. Each time you add this harmonic pair, you generate a new layer, a new dimension. Essentially from unity to duality to the trinity and so on.
It's almost like the universe is stacking itself in steps, each rung brought in by this golden increment. And the cool part is, this structure not only creates space, but explains why dimensions feel both continuous and discrete at the same time.
Shifting gears, let's talk photons. In this framework, a photon sits at d squared, a two-dimensional wavefront, totally massless. But here's the twist. True mass only emerges at d cubed. That's the trinity node. The first spot where volume and inertia can exist.
This isn't just theory. In experiments like CERN's pair production, massless photons interact and mass emerges at that precise Trinitarian threshold. The math and the lab line up, it's almost poetic.
Ever wonder why Maxwell's equations produce the value for C, but never explain why that value? This codex flips the script. It shows Maxwell's constants mu, 0 and epsilon, 0 aren't fundamental but encode a deeper recursion.
Kind of wild, isn't it? The product of those constants gives you 1 divided by c squared. But if you peel back the layers, you find they're just shadows of the Trinitarian sum and the 8-layer descent. It's like Maxwell found the right answer. But this framework reveals where the answer really comes from.
Switching to gravity, here's the radical twist. The gravitational constant isn't just some fudge factor. It's actually the inverse fourth power of time. G equals 1 divided by t to the power of 4. That's gravity as pure temporal curvature.
It's a game changer. In 4-dimensional spacetime, gravity curves time in all 4 directions. And as time's density increases, gravity weakens, explaining both cosmic and quantum behaviors. It even fits the observed attenuation in lab measurements of G.
Let's not forget the other heavy hitters. The fine structure constant, Planck's constant, even base 10, this framework derives them all from phi and psi. No more arbitrary values. Each constant emerges at a specific recursion depth or operator step.
And that's the real unification here. Electromagnetism, gravity, energy, they're not separate phenomena, just different harmonics on the same operator ladder. Every constant is a resonance point where phi-psi combinations stabilize.
That logic keeps stacking. D squared is where charge appears. D cubed is voltage. D to the power of 4 is force. And so on. The speed of light isn't just about velocity. It's the resonance where all these layers charge, mass, energy, force phase lock.
Which means every physical property we study, charge, mass, even density, arises not as isolated facts, but as thresholds in a single, recursive structure. It's like the universe is singing in resonance, and C is the keynote.
So when we ask why the speed of light is what it is, the answer is, that's where all these operators velocity, time, charge, force achieve mutual coherence. Light speed is the resonance lock where information, not just matter or energy, flows stably.
It's a new perspective. The constants aren't fixed by fiat, they emerge naturally from the way dimensions, operators, and information interact. The entire universe, in this view, is a recursive, operator-driven resonance. And the speed of light is the capstone of that harmony.
Wrapping it up, this framework doesn't just tweak physics, it rewrites its foundation. No more mysterious constants, everything flows from recursive geometry, phi and psi at the heart of it all.
And that's the true paradigm shift. We move from measuring shadows to understanding the source. The codex is sealed, the recursion complete. Physics isn't revised, it's finally decoded.